I think I already did that. Not sure. Not sure. I think I did. Where's this thing? Oh, bitch. There we go. Okay. Um, I got the right bracket out here. Undo. Damn. Who do we have no, we do not. Fuck. Why can't this guy put it in fucking
So quickly before
let's see if there's I don't want y'all's predictions. I want breakdown. The most accurate March Madness upset picks in 2026. That's what I want. Yeah. Um, totally what I want. Where's like I have not seen a singular every champion in the last however many years have had this, and this, whatever. I haven't seen one of those this year. Like Florida break something last year. UConn winning back to back definitely messed with something. So I think Purdue to make the Sweet 16, I just feel like they choke. All right, I guess I gotta watch this one. Yeah.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back. It's March Madness season. And what a season it has been. Wow. Whether it's the dominating freshman class that's the real standout from this season, or it's Miami, Ohio going undefeated in the regular season and just creating one of the craziest stories I've ever witnessed, or G League players joining college rosters. I mean, there's just been a lot of things that happened this college basketball season. But that being said, it's March Madness. There's still 68 teams in this NCAA tournament. There's a bracket that we have to discuss. But as always, I want to make sure that everybody knows this. I do this before the bracket comes out. I want everybody to get a breakdown of each team. You know, make your own bracket, make your own predictions. Nobody knows what's going to happen with this tournament. That's what makes it so much fun to begin with, though. So all I ask is that you sit back and relax and listen to me talk about every single team in the NCAA tournament. Lastly, before I get officially started, I'm blessed to have a sponsor for this video, Rate Game, or as I like to call it, the letterbox for sports,
Can
an
you
app where
hear
you
the
can log
video?
games that you've watched so you can remember what you were doing
Let me
and
make
where you
sure.
were and what you've thought of the game. Is running a free-to-play competition that I will be doing where we pick the games during March Madness individually. So in case your bracket, gets busted, you can still
That's a
pick
go.
games there, have some fun with me and other
Can you
college
hear
basketball
the? Can
creators.
you
The
hear
app
this,
is free,
dude?
you'll create an account, and you'll be able to pick each game individually and log the
I don't
games that
know.
you watch this March.
All right,
Again, I
bro.
want to thank Rate Game for sponsoring this video, and I hope to see you guys there. Okay, we're gonna start my video with Zach's favorite team, the Duke
Can you hear him?
Blue Devils. Go Duke. John Shire, he's done it again. He has them heading into March Madness as probably the best team in college basketball. Winners of the ACC, winners of the ACC tournament, led by their star freshman Cam Boozer, a superstar. Dude's impossible to guard in the post. This is a team that I believe is a great defensive team. They ranked #1 in KenPom defensively. You know, if they were Houston or another team that's known for their defense,
Hold up. Let me separate this. Okay.
and I feel like they'd just get more credit, but this was such a sound defensive group. They were all locked in as a team, especially the emergence of Dame Sarr. And then just the other guys on this team, like Isaiah Evans really stepping into his role. That's the guard for them that needs to score. I believe that this is a Final Four team for sure. You know, potentially a national champion. I don't know if I'd say like they're the runaway favorite. You know, some years we see those type of teams. I feel like even last year's Duke team was probably better overall, but I do think they can win the national championship. It's just in their 2 losses this year, they blew the lead that they had. They let the other team climb back in, and they lost to Texas Tech and North Carolina. You know, if they can avoid that, because obviously that happened last year versus Houston, if they can avoid letting the other team come back and steal the game, they can definitely win the national championship. I think the floor for them is probably the Final Four, and obviously the ceiling for them is winning a national championship. Let's talk about the other top defense.
Floor is the Final Four. I really don't like the way we're starting. Like, yeah, we got Duke. That makes sense. The first one to show up here. Why not show who their opponent will be? And Michigan's the next one, who's at the bottom of this bracket. And we didn't really section this video. Or maybe someone's put a section in the comment. Okay. That's how I'm gonna go by this then. W man right here. W man. Okay. We're gonna go by this.
Upsets before.
Okay. So I'll break it up. Back it back here. Here for right now. We probably got Duke. I think all 1 seeds I should just clear out as winners. There should be no need to waste the time there. But we'll just entertain it.
Siena Saints are marching again in March Madness. Barry McNamara in his 2nd season has Siena in the big dance for the first time since 2010. Baloo, the mascot, is certainly dancing. Such a good boy. Excited to see Siena out of the MAC. Gavin Doty can be a little bit of a Jack Golke for them maybe. You know, I don't think they'll be pulling off an upset, but they do have a really good head coach and a team that has turned it around so quickly. UMBC is back for the first time since their 2018 upset over Virginia.
We didn't even go like a minute over the team. I mean, I get their 16 seed. But damn, we really ain't wasting no time on them. Okay. Like, all right. So, yeah. What the fuck? What are we doing here? Oh, yeah. Definitely got Duke. Definitely got Duke first round here. Why is my own... Let's close all this shit. Definitely got Duke. Then we got... We'll do Ohio State and TCU. Ohio State and TCU.
Ohio State is back in the tournament for the first time under Jake Diebler. Bruce Thornton gets his NCAA tournament game. There was just no way a 4-year player like him, that is one of the best players in Ohio State basketball history, did not play an NCAA tournament game. That just couldn't have happened. So I'm glad they made it. This is a team that only lost like back-to-back games twice this year against Michigan State and Iowa. I think they've got good enough players with Bruce Thornton like John Mobley, Devin Royal to at least potentially win a game. I think Bruce Thornton is the type of player you can put the ball in his hand. He can at least get them a game. Georgia is back again in the NCAA tournament this year.
This is very quick breakdowns. Okay.
Get them there. TCU might actually be the hardest team to figure out in this entire video. They're a team built on scrappy dudes that are going to hand check you, try to turn you over. That's something they really do under Jamie Dixon, and props to him for really having TCU consistently in the NCAA tournament. They were not a good program before he took over, and he's always had them in the tournament, even if they don't go far. But this team almost beat Michigan. They almost beat Kansas twice. They even beat Florida and Wisconsin in their non-conference. But they also opened their season with a loss to New Orleans, lost to Notre Dame, some of the bad teams in the Big 12 as well. But since February 7th, okay, they were 13-9 and finished their season 22-11. You know, they're not going to have eye-popping numbers, but they're going to play really hard. They could be one of those interesting 8 or 9 seeds, you know, that wins their first game and then upsets somehow like a 1 seed, you know, that you just never see coming. I feel like this would probably be the team on that line that you just could not predict doing that. But then, you know, they end up doing that. Kevin Willard in his first year at Villanova
Okay, okay. Am I gonna base it off who they talk about more in the or who he talks more about? I like TCU to begin with. I think I gotta go TCU. I just I really gotta know like who has Ohio State really beaten anyone impressive? How'd they play against Michigan? Pretty close actually. That was in the Big Ten tournament. Assuming they played just before the Big Ten tournament, they lost pretty badly. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think I got TCU.
But has them back in the NCAA.
Now we want what do we want now? We want let's go this way. Let's go this way. We're not gonna waste the time. One seed's gonna win out. Let's just go there right now. One seeds are winning all these games. The likelihood of a one seed losing one of those games is so low. If I fill out all 25 brackets and they all lose because of one seeds, it is what it is. I'm not gonna waste the time trying to fill out these brackets and say, oh yeah, one of them, let's put a 16 seed winning one of these, and then having to choose between one of the one seeds to lose to a 16 seed. When it's already as unlikely as it is, it's only happened 2 times. I'm just not gonna spend the time doing that. But we're gonna look at Villanova and Utah State now. See who we like here. Okay.
Kevin Willard in his first year at Villanova has them back in the NCAA tournament, so they fixed that, they've gotten better, and they were actually playing pretty decent basketball towards the end of the season. They're led by Devin Askew, Tyler Perkins, Malachi Palmer. They did beat up on a pretty bad Big East, so I don't think I'll be taking them past the first round. I don't think they're going to be upsetting like a one seed or anything like that, but Kevin Willard has for sure turned Villanova around, and they're going to be good for the rest of his tenure there. Johnny Dawkins got UCF back.
Wait, hold on. What is he? He
Playing
said
pretty decent basketball towards the end of the season. They're led by Devin Askew, Tyler Perkins, Malachi Palmer. They did beat up on a pretty bad Big East, so I don't think I'll be taking them past the first round. I don't think they're going to be upsetting like a one seed or anything like that, but Kevin Willard has for sure turned Villanova around, and they're going to be good for the rest of his tenure there.
yeah, nah. I don't think. I don't know. Usually a one seed will go up pretty early. I don't know who I think it
Potential
would be
here to make
though.
it a little bit of a run. Utah State won the Mountain West. Just another tip of the cap to this program because no matter who their head coach is, they always seem to find ways to win. I was getting a little concerned though. Towards the end of the season, they lost like 3 of their last 5 games. But in the Mountain West Conference tournament, they went on and won 3 games in 3 days. So I think they've kind of got their mojo back. I do like kind of worry if they play one of the big dogs. They do kind of beat up on the Mountain West. I will say that. So expect exactly what you always should expect with Utah State. I think that the ceiling is getting past their first game and the floor is obviously losing their first game. Kentucky was
That's about it. Okay. What the fuck are we doing here? Okay. Um, let's look at the preview here because I feel like that didn't give anything crazy. This is Villanova. They lost to BYU. It was pretty close. Bad loss to Michigan. They beat Wisconsin. Wisconsin's in their 5 seed. Butler, I don't even think Butler is in the tournament. Not gonna lie. Close loss to St. John's. Or not bad loss. Not bad loss to UConn. Double digit loss to UConn. Bad loss to St. John's. Is this Villanova? Yeah. And they can't really get those big wins, I would say. Although Wisconsin, St. John's, same seed. Uh, I would think I would consider St. John's a better team. This is their first time back since Jay Wright was the head coach. Yeah. Um, 12-2 when their center It's a double double. Biggest weakness is their free throw shooting. They make less than 70% from the line. Wow. Um, the majority got Utah. No. What? Oh, the odds are the Utah State, but majority's got Villanova. Yeah, 9 seeds I think win most of the games. 18-10. And that's since 2018. 9 seeds have won 51.9%. Mhm. Oh, overall in the history. Okay. Uh, their own. They have not. Utah State has not played a top 25 team. Villanova hasn't beaten a top 25 team. I guess Wisconsin was not top 25. Who else did they have as a notable win for Butler? Yeah, Butler's not even in the tournament, I don't think. Both 15-5 in the conferences. Let's look. 100-58 against Colorado State. God damn. They beat the Lobos by 20. Beat San Diego State. They lost to San Diego State. Close win against the Lobos. Is this? This one is in the conference championship. They beat San Diego State. Who? San Diego State's in the tournament, right? I don't know where they're at. I think they're in the tournament. Are they not in the tournament? San Diego State missed because they didn't win the Mountain West. Yeah, only one Mountain West team. I think I got Utah State in that, though. I gotta go Utah State there. All right. St. John's versus Northern Iowa. I'm going St. John's. I don't even think I'm gonna spend time. You know what? A little bit. Let's see what they gotta say. I think I'm just gonna go by these. I'm just going by the region now.
Season. Last year, St. John's certainly fell short of their expectations when they lost Arkansas in the second round. But this year, Rick Pitino brought in Bryce Hopkins. Zuby Ejiofor was the best player in the Big East, and they have absolutely started to play their best basketball. They started their season 9-5, and they've only lost one game since then to Connecticut. They won the Big East tournament, they won the Big East regular season. But the questions of the Bryce Hopkins Zuby Ejiofor pairing, because both those guys play in the post, all the concerns was at their guard position. But Dylan Mitchell started cooking in their turnaround. Isaiah Sellers has started playing really well, and Dylan Darling stepped into his role big time. And like I
Why are we?
said, Rick Pitino has absolutely got these guys rolling. I feel like they're definitely going to get to the second weekend. Potentially maybe be a Final Four dark horse. I'm buying the Johnnies. I feel like they have something to really prove this season, and I'm just going to trust a team like this who is playing their best basketball right now at this point in the season. Texas Tech was one of the
I really hate the way this dude did the video.
that can be an upset.
But was this before? No, bracket was already out.
Northern Iowa is back in the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2016 when they hit their half-court shot versus Texas. This is a very, very good
This is wow. Okay.
defensive team. They were a 6 seed that won 4 games in 4 days in the Missouri Valley. They're playing some elite basketball right now, especially analytically. I mean, Evan Mia has them as a potential Cinderella team. You would feel tempted to have them upsetting North Carolina or Texas Tech if they were playing them. Their numbers are great right now. They're a top 70 team on KenPom. They're number 5 in college basketball in minute continuity. They're second to last in college basketball in tempo, which limits possessions for an upset potentially. And they've beat some really good teams this year like Furman, UC Irvine, and almost beat St. Mary's. And their offense has definitely been clicking. So this is a team with a head coach that's been there for literally since like 2007. And, he's finally back in the NCAA tournament. This is a team where if you're going to pick an upset, this is one of the good chances you could get, especially based on like the past times they've made it before. They've pulled off upsets. Kennesaw State, how about that? Winners of the Conference USA.
Loki was not listening. I think it's St. John's. St. John's definitely. Kansas and California Baptist. Let's look at this.
Baptist is in the NCAA tournament for the first time ever. Winners of the WAC. They're one of the better rebounding teams in college basketball. I don't know if they'll be going on and beating anybody in this tournament, but I will say it is cool to see a new program, a new face make the NCAA tournament that has never made it before. Their first season of Division One play was the 2018-2019 season, so this is pretty cool. Hawaii won the Big West tournament over.
That's it. Just said, yeah, they've only been in the they've only been a D1 school. You can consider, yeah, I think it'd be considered D1, yeah. Since 2018, 2019. You're watching me while driving? Man, I'm gonna have to be going to court now. This man's gonna die. I'm gonna get the if I crash, it's on me. If you crash, it's on me.
This might be the number one team for
I'm
me
cooked.
where I just don't even know what to think anymore. It's kind of crazy. Kansas was playing incredible basketball from January 13th through February 9th. And then they bring back Darren Peterson, and we get that whole saga towards the end of the season. He's not playing. It was really all season, to be honest, though. Him not playing, him coming back, he really knows what he was dealing with. It was crazy. I don't even necessarily know what to think of the entire situation. But here's what I do know. They weren't playing great basketball towards the end of the season, which stinks because I felt like they were starting to kind of play well in January. Even inserting him back to the lineup, I thought that everybody was clicking, and then it just stopped. So I'm kind of out on them. I wanted to be so in on them. Darren Peterson, I had him as like a Kemba candidate. He was my Kemba candidate because I just felt like he was playing great basketball because he is such a talented player, but he just can't seem to get in any sort of rhythm. And I just feel like they're heading into March cold, and that really, really concerns me. And that's why I just have to be out on them, no matter how much I really want them to be good, because they were beating Iowa State, Arizona, BYU healthy. I just think that this is more so a dream, and I just can't believe it anymore. The Vanderbilt.
That is not what you want to hear about a Kansas team at all. How did I do this last time? I did. Oh, it's right here. Okay. But he's hot and cold. This is their last notable win. It's Iowa State. It's a very notable win. 20-point win. And then a month later, they lose by almost 20 themselves. That same month, a couple weeks ago, Arizona State, or just Arizona beat them by 20. Then Houston beat them by 20 this past week. Defense is the name of the game for Kansas. Defense is the name of the game. I don't know. They got 84 dropped on them by Arizona. Arizona's top team. Clearly not offense, though. Clearly not offense. At least not recently. Freshman guard nearly averages 20 points. Ooh, freshman guard? Didn't he have like... Oh, I'm tripping. Okay, never mind. Rebounding and turnovers will have trouble against aggressive defenses. Free throw percentage is among the best in the field and an asset at closing out games. Okay. So if it ends up being a close game, that could help them. This is... UC Irvine and beat them. They played against Colorado, BYU, Utah. They played Utah Valley 4 fucking times, and that's 4 of their notable games. And they lost. They lost 2 of them, won 2 of them. They won most recently. Utah Valley, that is where Big Kirk, he got hit in the neck. This is possibly the worst thing that happened to Utah Valley University in the past year. We're missing out on the big dance. They could have been in March Madness, but no, they missed out. That's probably the worst thing that's happened to them this past year as a university. Lancers earned the trip. Plenty of momentum is winners of 15 of its past 17 games. So we got a hot team versus a pretty cold team. Getting it done primarily on the defensive side of the ball. So this could be a defensive game. Lancers limit opponents inside and outside the arc, ranking in the top 35 nationally in both areas. Star. I am filling out my March Madness bracket. I'm trying to make the first ever perfect bracket. And then become rich off that. You'll need to play like he did in the conference tournament with games. Maybe drop 41. Okay. 41 against Utah Valley, or who did he drop 41 on? Damn. These are kind of no. Those are mid-season, early season games. Never mind. How do they do this simulation shit? I really want to know how they play-by-play computer simulation of game. I don't know what I don't got no college basketball. Or it's like college football. 26, just run the ones with the computer. Number 4 seeds have won 79 point. Yeah, like that's what I'm thinking. There have been a good amount of. Oh wait, no. Well, that's still like 20% of 13 seeds. I thought it said 79% 13 seeds. I flipped them for a minute. At least one number 13 seed has beaten a number 4 seed in 28 of 40 tournaments since 1985. Man. They're 6-6 against top 25. They only played one top 25 team, which BYU. That was a bad loss. That's back in December, though. This is a new team, bro. This is a whole new team. I thought Colorado was good at one point this season. Dude, I gotta pick a 13 seed to move on. It could be Troy. It could be Troy. I need to go back to this game. But Kansas likes to choke. Kansas likes to choke. Now, whether they choke first round, just complete choke, or they want to choke in the second round, which isn't even really a choke. They'd be expected to lose at that point. Which, honestly, let me just move St. John's on already. We'll go back to that. We got Louisville and South Florida. You know what? I'm going to move these back. I'm going to move this back. I feel like this is just too much. Okay. We got Louisville and South Florida.
Louisville is once again back in the NCAA tournament. They made it last year. They're once again good. And they have an elite freshman in Michael Brown Jr. And I think that they're going to really rely on him in the NCAA tournament. He missed the ACC tournament, for example. Pairing him with their other guard, Ryan Conwell, I mean, he's another really great player. There's experience here. You know, maybe they didn't win the big games that they played this year against the great teams in the sport. But I do think that this is a team that maybe if they get a 5 or a 6 seed, they could get to the Sweet 16. I think that's probably the ceiling I would put on them. But if Michael Brown Jr. plays incredible, I mean, I watched him against North Carolina State this season back in February and he went off. You know, if we get that version of him, maybe we could see a little bit further of a run for this group. BYU started off as one of the best teams in college basketball, but unfortunately since starting 16-1, they've dealt with injuries, the loss.
Yeah, BYU is one I'm skeptical on. We'll have to see what it says there.
First weekend.
South
South Florida
Florida.
under Brian Hodgson has done some of the best work in college basketball this season. This team has not lost since January 31st. They've not lost in February or March. Third longest
Yeah.
active win streak in college basketball. They play super fast. They're a top 7 rebounding team in Ken Palm on college basketball. I just feel like their guys are really hitting their stride. Yes, they're made up of a lot of transfers. Yeah, at times this year they played some funky games. I feel like they're going to be an interesting, I'm hoping they get like a 12 seed or an 11 seed. I think that would be great. That'd be a lot of fun for them. They had a great season, so congratulations to them. Iowa brought
Yeah, I really wish we did this video after getting the bracket and at least seeing the seedings. But oh well. I gotta do a little more research myself. Okay, so they won the tournament pretty easily. Pretty easily. The 2 seed they beat by 15 in the championship. Close game against Florida Atlantic, but Florida Atlantic, they made a run a couple years ago. So I mean, I don't know if I'd say it's bad. I don't know. I don't know if I'd say it's bad. But like, and then beat Florida Atlantic again. Is Florida Atlantic even good this year? 14-7. This was was that at the time? Yeah, that definitely be at the time. Hold on. Let me see the second one. Yeah, 14-7 to 14-12 by the second one. They played Alabama. They lost by 11, but that's not terrible. Alabama's a top team. When was this? This was in December. Okay. What are the notable wins we got for Louisville? Kentucky in November. Indiana. Indiana's not even in the tournament, I don't think. Lost to Tennessee, Duke, Virginia, Duke again. They lost by 30 to Duke. Man, 20 to Tennessee. Clemson, it's their next notable loss, lost by 5. But they beat NC State by damn near 50. That's 40. That's 41. Holy. Um, Cardinals are one of the biggest question marks heading into this is 6 and 11 seed. 61.3%. The last time number 6 seeds won all 4 meetings with number 11 seeds in a single tournament was 2004. Man. South Florida, the team I'd like. Like Texas is playing right now. I'd be biased to say, hold on, where? I'd be biased right now to say Texas got it, depending on if they beat NC State to begin with. Let me get the scores. It's not that. It's 30 to 29 at half. So Texas might not even move on. Texas might not even really play in the round of 64. Yeah. This is South Florida. They have a loss to Oklahoma State, VCU, Colorado State. They lost to who was it that beat Colorado State? Was that? It was Utah State. They scored 100 on them too, by the way. Okay. Alabama loss isn't like terrible though, in my opinion. Um, the ad is bugging of all things. How is an ad bugging? You'd think that would run smoothly. The hell? They beat Utah State though. Oh shit! I guess I missed that. Tulsa, 2 wins against Tulsa, and then the championship game. Balanced team that ranks in the top 60 nationally, both offensive and defensive efficiency. Relies heavily on his starters to play big minutes. If they're healthy with all their starters, I mean, you're gonna want them to play big minutes in the tournament, anyways. So, I mean, this might be the team. They share the scoring duties evenly with all 5 starts, averaging over 11 points per game. Yeah. Mm, I think each reaching 100 3-pointers made. Really hyping them up heavily here. This. Did I even read this? I don't think I did. I just saw, yeah. Mikael Brown, he missed the ACC tournament. They went 7-5 without him, but 16-5 with him. Yeah, so if he's not healthy, Mikael Brown. When is this game? This game is on. Do we say what time? It's 30. That's in 2 days. That's in 2 days. In question. Lower back injury. I want to say I did miss you. I'm not gonna lie. I think South Florida takes this with Mikael Brown out. Mikael Brown, I think, would make the difference here in this game. Healthy, unhealthy. Uh, that's all it takes for either one of these teams to win, in my opinion. South Florida's got good starters. Michigan State and North Dakota State. I think just take Michigan State, but I do want to see what are the stats. 85%. So likely not. Since 2017, three seeds are 30-2. Since 1985, this is that, I think. Right? Or no, that's something that. This is like over 90% win rate. Okay. UCLA and UCF is one I am actually
It's a very
interested in
interesting
seeing.
season for Mick Cronin. It felt like he was crashing out like 100 times this year. He was constantly making headlines for the things he was saying, but UCLA still in the NCAA tournament. And funnily enough, they were really kind of starting to play their best basketball towards the end of the season with wins over Illinois, Nebraska, Michigan State. And they were a great home team this year. They still have a really good backcourt. Obviously, they brought in Donovan Dent from New Mexico. They returned a bunch of their older guys like Eric Daly, Sky Clark, and they're going to play that annoying style of basketball. They're going to play slow. They're going to shoot threes. They're not going to turn the ball over. I don't really even know what to kind of think with UCLA. I feel like there's at least enough with the guard play position to where they can get a game or two. I think this is one of those teams they could challenge like a 1 or a 2 seed for a little bit of that game. I think that's kind of my outlook with the UCLA. I think they could give a 1 or a 2 seed, some challenges, but I don't think they're going to go any further than that. We have a 3 big
Okay.
rest of his
UCF.
tenure there. Johnny Dawkins got UCF back into the NCAA tournament. It's been a while, but the grind of a Big 12 schedule, they had 2 stretches where they lost 3 games in a row, and their last one they lost to Baylor,
Big
Oklahoma
12
State,
is
and West
tough.
Virginia, and those are just not great teams, and they almost lost to Cincinnati in the Big 12 tournament. So I just don't think they're playing their best basketball right now during the season. They even had some really close calls against some mid-majors earlier this year. Will Wade has North Carolina State.
I don't know. Big 12 is way tougher than Big 10 in basketball. But let's look at the notables here. These are a little more recent for the most part. Bad loss of Vanderbilt, but this is Vanderbilt 15-0, 16-0 start. So not bad to me. They beat Kansas. They lost a close one to Arizona. Bad loss to Iowa State. And toward the end of January, they beat Texas Tech. Bad loss to Houston. They beat BYU just like 3-4 weeks ago. And then bad loss to Arizona. I think UCF. Let me see here. Big 12 tournament. Oh, second game in. Okay. And they barely beat Cincinnati. Hmm. All right, eighth seed in the Big 12. Wait, only 1 second. I think that kind of says how good the Big 12 is as a whole. UCLA was a 6 seed, made it 3 games deep, lost to Purdue. They beat Michigan State, which is a pretty good win. It was a close game though. Single digit game against Purdue was their last loss in the Big Ten tournament. Okay. Let's look here. That's in the notables. In the Michigan State win. They beat Illinois. They lost to Michigan State pretty badly, though, too. And in Michigan was 1 seed. They did beat Purdue. This is just a bipolar ass team. Shit. What is the? Do we have a like? Number 7 seeds have won 61%. This team, multiple 10 seeds, won in the first round since 2021. So what we're saying is there will only wait. What? Hold on. That doesn't make much sense. I won. Oh, this is since 1985, right? Fuck. What are we doing? Damn. When was the last time before that? I don't really want to go and check all that. That's interesting. I think trying to look at all 7 and 10 seats here. Like, there's some interesting matchups. I'm not gonna lie. I think UCLA takes this stuff. I think UCLA gotta take that. I'm not gonna waste the time here. UConn's gotta win. UConn just gotta win that. Wisconsin and High Point. All right. I'm curious. I feel like, yeah. I don't know why this five seats have a higher win rates, but they do. I feel like let's look at the 6. I can't preview it right now. What was this? 61%. And then yeah. 79%. Okay. This is Wisconsin against High Point. Yeah. Close loss to Michigan in the Big Ten championship. They look pretty hot recently, I think. Those are all notable wins. Bad loss to BYU, bad loss to Purdue, but they also beat Purdue 10 days ago. So, and I believe, no, that was at Purdue. They don't do that at a neutral ground? Or is that, I don't think that was regular season still. Nah. High Point puts up a lot of points though. They have not played notable team. And that's gonna be the problem. Their lack of let me see. Not even a top 25 matchup. You put Furman in here, who's 16 or 15 seed, right? Or 15 seed. That is a notable win for High Point here. I don't know, man. I don't know. UAB loss by nearly 20. UIC Flames. I've never heard of this school in my life. Or the Winthrop Eagles. That looks like a fucking high school. But they're notable 3 times. 3 times. They're noted in here. Bad loss one time. Close win. And pretty good win. It's probably the championship tournament. Or the tournament championship. Conference tournament championship. Maybe. I'll just no. I don't know. I don't really want to be looking at High Point schedule. I don't know if I believe in them that highly. Arkansas and Hawaii.
Man, you have to be excited if you're an Arkansas fan. Winning the SEC tournament, having a lead guard like Darius
They won
Acuff
the
Jr.,
ACC
who is
tournament. I
playing
forgot
some
about that.
phenomenal basketball right now. I feel like this is for sure a sleeper team to make a Final Four. It's not just Darius Acuff, though. You know, Malik Thomas, DJ Wagner, Billy Richmond. Having your big man be Trevon Brazil. I feel like they've got a good backcourt that can win them games, clutch up for them. It just, all comes down to John Calipari. I feel like that's it. Can he make the adjustments in game? Will he use timeouts when they need to? Kentucky fans ran off John Calipari, and I feel like he has a little bit to prove. I felt like he proved it last year for sure, but I mean, this team I feel like is a little bit more firepower than last year's team. Let's go make some magic happen, John Calipari. I think this is for sure a great sleeper Final Four team, especially with that backcourt. Greg Gard continues to just
I hope to see them make a run soon, if not this year. I was hoping to do it last year, but they ran into St. John's.
This is pretty cool. Hawaii
Kind of a tough matchup. And they were only a 10 seed. Like it was a close game. It's kind of unfortunate.
won the Big West tournament
Is
over
that
UC
Patty
Irvine.
Mills?
Congrats to Ron Gannat. He's been there for a very long time. They made the 2016 tournament. That was
That looked like Patty Mills.
the last time they've made it, I believe, when they beat California and Jaylen Brown. So it's cool to see them back in the NCAA tournament. They actually almost beat Oregon their first game of the year. They've had some slip ups along the road, but they are a really good defensive team. They play really fast. They get after you on the defensive glass. They're a top 10 defensive rebounding team. So very interesting.
All right, Hawaii wins. Hawaii's winning. Patty Mills is the general manager for Hawaii basketball.
Team and a team that has pulled off upsets before.
June?
The Siena Saints are marching.
This is his first year. I've never heard of Hawaii basketball. I've never heard of them being a relevant basketball school in my life. First year in, and he's got them in the tournament. Natty, bro, they're winning it all. All right, let me stop trying. I forgot they were playing Arkansas. Yeah, I got Arkansas. Arkansas got it for sure, but watch out for Hawaii years to come. Maybe I'm over my head. BYU. Can I get the Texas score right now? Why is every time I want to check this game live, we're at commercial? Are we still in halftime? There's no way we're still in halftime, bro. How long is halftime? My God. BYU. It honestly doesn't matter if Texas does. Just non-biased. Probably BYU. Gonzaga and Kennesaw State. What is the win rate again? 85%. 30-2 since 2017. So it is as likely as a fucking 16 seed beating a 1 seed. I legitimately think a 15 seed beating a 2 seed is more likely. Our 15 seed won a game in 2021, 2022, 2023, the only time doing so in 3 consecutive tournaments. 93% all time. Weren't there multiple? Wasn't one of those years there was multiple 15 seeds that won? Was St. Peter's in one of those years too? I can't remember if St. Peter's was one of those years or a couple years, like 2-3 years earlier. I think it was one of those years. Yeah. So recent history, 3 seed losing first round is less likely than a 2 seed losing first round. Uh 10 million brackets, 500,000 got Kennesaw State. Damn. Kennesaw State might shock the world, bro. They played Alabama. We got Sam Houston as a notable win for Kennesaw State right now. This is their conference tournament. Or is their conference championship? That wasn't even the conference championship. Louisiana Tech was. You don't show that. I guess Louisiana Tech just had their own fucking Cinderella run before March Madness. I don't think Louisiana Tech is in the Stanson. They're probably in the Invitational, if anything. They lost to St. Mary's. They lost to Michigan by 40 in November. By 40. Oh my god. Okay. This one I'm interested in. Let's look at these two. 7 and 10 seeds. Yeah. Down here. Miami,
Conference
Mizzou.
tournament. The Hurricanes are one of the real genuine surprises in this video. Jay Lucas, in his first year as head coach, left Duke last season before March Madness just to get an early head start, and that really paid off. They were a really good offensive rebounding team, a really good defensive rebounding team, and they played some pretty good basketball once ACC play started. They wound up getting wins over North Carolina State, SMU, Louisville, and all of their losses were within reach of winning the game. Guys like Trey Donaldson, Malik Renew came in and really started playing good basketball for the Hurricanes, and I think that this is one of the interesting stories from this video. I don't think anybody projected them to be an NCAA tournament team, so major props to Jay Lucas getting this turned around so quickly. This was a very interesting season.
Okay. Those are good things.
Won't be picking them even to win a game. Dennis Gates got me to leave at Purdue, but Tremont Mark is back from last year's team. Dylan Swain came over from Xavier. Cam Heide came over for Purdue, but they just were not playing well towards the end of the season. They lost 5 of their last 6 games, and they barely even won that other one. So I don't necessarily know. I probably won't be picking them even to win a game. Dennis Gates got Missouri back in the NCAA tournament. They're one of the biggest teams in college basketball, led by senior Mark Mitchell. Been there for a very long time, transferred from Duke. Everything kind of goes through him. They're a high-level team because they play in the SEC, but probably won't even be taking them to win a game in the tournament. SMU makes it to the Big Dance.
And we're saying that about a team that we just glazed over. Yeah, okay. So I'm not liking Mizzou. They also close one Arkansas, and Arkansas won the tournament. Beat Tennessee. Tennessee's got to be in the tournament, right? Fuck. They beat Vanderbilt. I don't know what Vanderbilt's record is now. We show the records. 20 and 12. Yeah, I got Miami. Let's go Purdue. Okay. We still need to figure this one out. Dude, I don't know if that's my 13th seed I want to pick. I don't even know. Maybe we go no 13th seed. I don't know. Clemson and Iowa. This one, I really don't know actually who I got there. So I need to see what we got here. Are they all at the bottom here? No. Who they at? Right here. Okay, we're gonna do Iowa first.
Congratulations to them. Iowa brought over the same team from Drake last year, led by head coach Ben McCollum. Bennett Sturts, their point guard, is going to lead the way for them. They're a great
same team. Drake last year. Drake 2025. I'm a dumbass. 2024, 2025. This is gonna show me. Yep. Why are we so stupid? There was 31-4 last year. And this year, Iowa is 21-12. Shows you the difference in strength of play. Second. Starts. I ain't seeing that dude there, so they probably lost their best player. White boy. Um,
Great offensive team, but they definitely were not playing great basketball towards the end of the season. They might have taken a little bit too big of a step up when it comes to like some of the guys they brought over from that team. I still think they're good. They can be fun to watch, but I feel like a lot of other teams are just playing a little bit better than them right now. They run the slowest tempo in college basketball, and I just worry defensively. They just get exposed a lot. Brad Burnell has done it again. He has gotten Clemson to the NCAA tournament. He is so immortal. They play their typical style of basketball, though. They play pretty slow. They're a great defensive team. They're going to get defensive rebounds. I don't necessarily know if they have like that next level talent. They did get a big win over North Carolina in the ACC tournament before ultimately losing to Duke. So I think that they can win a game, as an 8 or a 9 seed. I think they can do that. I think that's manageable, but I'm not taking them to beat a 1 seed. But I think Clemson fans are okay. They just want to see their team in the tournament, and Brad Burnell can certainly get them there. TCU might.
Clemson is an underdog in this. I don't know if that's just the picks here or odds to win are about 50-50 almost. Decision tree? What's the decision tree? Data trends with predictive significance, similar games. Power ratings, seed differences. Wouldn't that be okay? Hold on, let me see. Would that be the same as this? Yeah, okay. I want to make sure. Lost to Duke. The win against North Carolina, is that with Caleb Wilson healthy? I mean, a close loss against North Carolina too. Like that's not bad. Beat Louisville. These Duke losses aren't terrible in my opinion. It's not 20-point blowouts. Like those could have been close games. These are close games all right here, and not bad losses. Wow. You said Iowa's been on the downhill. Not a bad loss to Michigan though. Win against Nebraska. That's a month ago. And that's like the most recent things. Just losses. One win. And is in the notable. And it's recency too. Past month. I think I got Clemson. Although we've seen it before. Full team. All of a sudden they go hot. Or hot for one game. I don't know. I think actually, who do I have? Do I have a 12 seed winning it? I don't. This is one that could potentially be it. Probably not. But let's just see. At least one 12 seed has defeated a 5 seed in 34 of 40 tournaments. It's very likely. What are the 12 seeds we have left? Anyone's gonna lose is Vanderbilt, in my opinion. Maybe Wisconsin. This could be one of the years where there's no 12 seed. I like Texas Tech. Oh, they played Arkansas in the SEC final. Okay, the SEC championship. Good win against Florida. Oh my god. I can't pick against Vanderbilt here. I gotta be honest. I can't pick against them. Those are like, I'm gonna lose this. I gotta go. Nebraska and Troy. Wow, those are a lot of losses recently. Since January, end of January. Close loss. Not awful. Close. Pretty awful. But Troy? Troy. Akron, then beat Arkansas State 20. Lost them by 12. Lost to USC by 1. Is USC? I don't think USC's in the tournament. Beat San Diego State. They're not in the tournament. We got Loyola, not even Loyola, Chicago. Loyola Marymount. The fuck is Marymount? UAB, Kent State. Bro, is none of my audio on? Are we serious? No one told me. None of my audio. Wait, no, my audio is working. What the fuck? Okay. Wait, hold on. Let me just make sure.
Might actually be the hardest team to
I thought none of my audio was working. That was fuck out. Okay, we're fine then. That's about to piss me off. One number 13 has beaten a number 4 in 28 of 40 tournaments. All right, I'm gonna do it right now. Kansas lose to California Baptist. That's happening. Yep. That is what's gonna happen. Tell you right now. Heard it here first. North Carolina and VCU. Is Caleb Wilson healthy this game? I think he's gonna be out, no? Yeah, without Caleb Wilson versus surging VCU. Oh, is he out for the he's out for the rest of the season. Oh shit. Yeah. I thought he could come back. Okay. All right, let's see what he's got to say about North Carolina.
North Carolina was also one of the teams hit by the injury bug because they're going to be without their best player in Caleb Wilson, who's hurt himself late in the season. And they also were just hit with some weird injuries this year, like Seth Trimble getting hurt, but he's back. Now, a lot of people are going to be giving up on this team, but I do think they're honestly a little bit better than even last year's team. That they're older. I feel like they're bigger. I definitely think they fixed a lot of their post presence issues that they've kind of had under Hubert Davis, but I really do worry about them playing a guard oriented team, especially a 3-point shooting team. That's something that scares me. You know, of the injured teams that I've mentioned, I feel like I would probably have them as the most concerning, just because I still feel like some of the other ones have their best players still. They still were playing good basketball towards the end of the season and winning games. I just don't think I'll have them going past maybe their first game. Well, like Gonzaga, St. Mary.
VCU. Let's see what we got to say about VCU.
VCU was at 1.6-4 this season. They did not know their identity with a brand new roster and head coach, but once again, they're one of the powers of
6-4, and since then they are 21-3. Damn. This is without. When did Caleb Wilson go out? Early March. So this is probably without him. Lost it to special team. Okay. We just got losses in here. Damn. Is this 6-4 start? Not this, but these are more recent. Got Dayton twice. Those are the new ones. Not even like not even like very impressive wins or very close games or not very close enough games. Sending opponents to the line often. Otherwise, they're an excellent shooting team with smart shot selection led by junior forward Lazar Yakovic. Terrence Hill. Interior defense. What is going to be their strength? Oh, this is since then? Okay. Over 18 points per game since returning from his injury. Uh, Tar Heel squad does balance on offense and doesn't commit many fouls. VCU draws many fouls. We'll see how that goes. Movable automatic versus unstoppable force. Maybe Cactus March. Yeah. Um, I don't know. I think North Carolina still got
the
it.
A10. Does not matter who their head coach is. Phil Martelli Jr. is the guy for them who took over this year and once again winning the A10 conference tournament. Terrence Hill led the way for them in that tournament, and I feel like they have enough offense that could potentially win them
Just,
the game. It's just props to one of those basketball programs like I've mentioned in this video. There's a couple where it just does not matter who the head coach is there. They always seem to find a way to get back to the NCAA tournament. St. Louis led by Josh.
mm, nah, I gotta go North Carolina. Yeah, I gotta go North Carolina, and I'm gonna go Illinois. I'm not gonna waste my time there. Illinois, I like them. St. Mary's and Texas A&M. Let's see. They're not back to back.
Well, like Gonzaga, St. Mary's, I feel like you can just copy and paste every single year. You know, they're always going to be here. They're always going to play the same style of basketball. I do think this is a better offensive team this year than last year. Their numbers show for it. But, you know, what happens when they play those athletic teams, you know, that get up and down that we always talk about? I think that's their only weakness, really, is when they would play a team like that. You're going to get clean basketball from them, though. They're the number one team in college basketball in free throw shooting percentage. Better offensive team this year. They're actually top 15 in 3-point shooting percentage as well. All their games are going to end up being close. St. Mary's, a team you can at least pick them to win a game, but that's probably as far as I would take them, even though they were really kind of playing good basketball towards the end of the season despite losing in their first game in the West Coast Conference tournament. The Hurricanes are one of the real genuine
Maybe win a game. What do you have to say about that?
Bucky Ball is now in College Station. They really became kind of the story of college basketball for just a little bit of time. I'd say right around middle of January. They were definitely rolling. They were 17-4. They had beaten schools like Georgia, Texas, Auburn, Oklahoma, took Tennessee to 2 overtimes. But I do kind of feel like they kind of lost their firepower. They lost their first game pretty badly in the SEC tournament.
Keep snoozing. I'm at this for a while. I have a whole nother side to go on. Almost. Oh, let me pick Houston here. Almost done with this one. And then I have to go to around 32, Sweet 16, Elite 8. I'm still getting started. Nah, go ahead.
Tournament. They were just built on so many transfers. You know, I think that they were just playing so hard for Bucky McMillan that they were able to just kind of shock everybody, and then teams kind of caught on to them. Maybe depending the right matchup, I would take them, but I don't think they're getting past the first weekend. South Florida under Brian
Hold on. What did you say at the end here about them?
tournament. They were just built like they kind of lost their firepower. They lost their first game pretty badly in the SEC tournament. They were just built on so many transfers. You know, I think that they were just playing so hard for Bucky McMillan that they were able to just kind of shock everybody, and then teams kind of caught on to them. Maybe depending the right matchup, I would take them, but I don't think they're getting past the first weekend. South Florida.
I don't have a 10 seed moving on yet. Also, I think I like them as my 10 seed. Now we got Georgia and St. Louis. I think after this, it might move a bit quicker.
Game.
But
Georgia is back again
might move a bit quicker for some of these rounds. But
in the NCAA tournament this year. This year, they're a little bit of a different team. They're
yeah,
a better
those are some
offensive
nice
team for sure.
jerseys.
And they would go through stretches of SEC play where they looked pretty good at times, beating Arkansas, beating Kentucky, beating Alabama. But then there were some dark stages where they lost 3 games in a row, 2 games in a row, and even lost the first game in the SEC tournament to Ole Miss. So can guys like Cannon Catchings, Blue Cane lead them to a win? I don't know. I feel like there's probably better 7 to 10 seeds, around that range than them. I feel like I'd probably just be taking Georgia, at least win a game maybe, but I don't think I'm going to be taking them further than that. Bucky Ball is now in College Station.
This would go by like he definitely did go by conference. No, yeah, I think he went by like overall what he think the like seedings of these teams would be. Probably. Oh yeah, for sure. Okay. Um, Georgia and St. Louis. St. Louis.
Tournament. St. Louis led by Josh Schertz and Robbie Avila. Those were guys that got robbed of the 2024 March Madness at Indiana State. This is such a great offensive team. They're number 2 on KenPom in 3-point shooting percentage. They're number 3 at effective field goal percentage. They play extremely fast. Their average possession length is not long at all. And on February 13th, they were sitting with a 24-1 record with only a 1-point loss to Stanford. However, that being said, towards the end of the year, they lost to Rhode Island, Dayton twice, George Mason, even kind of had a close game against George Washington in the conference tournament, which honestly kind of makes you a little concerned. But I do feel like this is one of those teams and rosters where I think that they really want to get that NCAA tournament win. This is a long time coming for Robbie Avila and Josh Schertz. I don't know if the Cinderella run to maybe making like a Final Four, that I feel like that's probably out of the picture, but I definitely think they can win a game. I just worry about them defensively, and especially they just kind of were playing with their food toward the end of the season. There'll be an interesting team to watch for sure, because I definitely think there's still some potential here to make it a little bit of a run. Utah State won.
Uh, Wait, hold on. One seeds kind of get fucked. They have to play 8 or 9 if they're playing the best. Honestly, if there's upsets, they're playing the best possible opponents. I always think about that each year. That's like that's why you get these Cinderella runs. Yeah, Georgia recently that I saw that lost to Ole Miss. I was like, I didn't really know the standing in who would be in and out of the tournament or for March Madness, but after that loss, I'm like, could they be out after that? Like, bad loss to Ole Miss team who's looked terrible overall the last fucking second half of the season. Uh, but yeah, like I guess they've been hot recently. I don't know. Also recently, but bad loss Ole Miss. It's not convincing me. Well, like they lost to Dayton twice. It's a bad loss. I don't know what it is, but give me St. Louis. Give me St. Louis. I think I got Tech moving on here. I just want to see. They beat Duke. I remember that. How did they match up? It's Houston. They match up well against Houston. Beat BYU. They lost a close one to Kansas. They beat Arizona. They play against good opponents, but that hurts them a lot. They lost JT Toppin in February. averages 38 minutes. They play 40 minutes per game, man. Holy shit. He's expected to play though. Coming off what kind of injury did he? Doesn't say. So they might not make it far, honestly. But I wouldn't be surprised for them to lose. I'm not gonna lie. Only lost once this calendar year, and they do it with impressive offensive balance and depth. Nine players average at least 6 points per game. That'll probably be the players that get play time. Just be those nine. Um, the shortest team in the field and attempts to make that by pushing the tempo. Top 10 in D1 for 3 pointers. Hmm. Yeah. It's not a bad Akron team. I'm not gonna lie. That's their only so one loss in that in the calendar year. We're not counting the we gotta count that. What are we talking about? Was it we only lost once this calendar year? um two losses at least. Is what they're showing. But hey. Oh come on, Texas. They're trying to lose this game. Swear. Miami, Ohio, like yeah, they were undefeated. So we'll take like that's fine. Uh but every game was close. Really don't know. No JT Toppin and Anderson coming off injury. Like it makes me want to take Akron. They're saying Akron's been hot. I don't know why it shows JT Toppin. If he's out for the season, he tore his ACL. He's out. He's out for the season. I don't know. I think I'll still take them, but it'd probably be a close game. Not gonna lie. I don't think I got him going past the first round. William and Mary. I think I got Alabama. I should just take Alabama. I think too hard on it, and then that's gonna be the game. This is gonna be the one. That is alma mater to the first time, to the tourney for the first. See, this is those stories that. Yep, this is the Cinderella team right here. They rarely come off like one or the other. There's always one of them on the court. Is that their name? The Pride? Yeah, I never heard that as a team name. Um, Solid inside the arc. 7 foot, 280 pound center. Hmm. Alabama's a 3 point team, right? Good rebounding team. I don't know. I think I still got them, but I would not be surprised if that's the CD. I would not be surprised. It's nothing against Alabama. They're pretty solid. I can't not being able to preview this kind of sucks. Why can't I get the preview for both? I can do it on the app, but oh well. Um, 6-11. Okay.
They wanted it to. Tennessee definitely took a step back as a team compared to like their past years where they had Dalton Connect or even Chaz Lanier, Zakai Ziegler, those teams. I don't think they'll be getting to like an Elite 8 or a Sweet 16, but Rick Barnes still has a really solid defensive group. It's just offensively, but I just kind of feel like they weren't necessarily playing great basketball towards the end of the season. Nate Amen, I just don't necessarily know what type of offensive player he is. Yes, they do have a good lead guard, Jacoby Gillespie. They've got Felix Akpara. I just don't think this is a second weekend team. Or the past 2 years, I definitely thought they were a Final Four contending team. Louisville is once again back.
Not even a second. Well, they would have to vote. Let me put them in there. Mm,
To win a game in the tournament. SMU makes it to the big dance. They were kind of falling apart towards the end of the season, but they do have a great backcourt. They're really fun to watch when they're on. That's the thing, when they're on. I don't know if I'll be picking them in this bracket, but they are a very fun offensive team, that's for sure. Boobie Miller, he's one of the best guards in college basketball. When they're on, they're on. When they're not on, that's when they lose. So take that for what it will be. Miami, Ohio ended up being the story of the college basketball season, which was crazy. They went undefeated during the regular season. This is something we do not see happen no matter if they were a mid-major or not. These dudes were fun to watch all year. I saw them play in person twice. The offense is some of the best in college basketball. Their numbers back that up. I think that's the takeaway that I want to make an emphasis here is that they're such a good offensive team. They would battle back in games that they would get down in, and they ended up finishing perfect. They lost in their conference tournament in their first game, but you know what? I feel like that's going to give them enough time to rest up, get their mind right. Pressure's off of them now to have this perfect season. It's crazy that people would hate on a story like this. Every March we root for the mid-major, and we finally have a real mid-major story during the regular season, and just people hated on it. I don't understand. I'm hoping they'll get an 11 seed, avoid Dayton, because I think they could get to the Sweet 16. I think this story is far from over. And we move directly to Akron, who won the MAC tournament. Yes, Miami, Ohio won the regular season, but Akron, coached by Miami's head coach Travis Steele's brother, John Gross, Akron has been the perennial contender of the MAC. They're the team that always gets the bid into the NCAA tournament recently, and John Gross has genuinely built a powerhouse there. They've only lost one game since January 3rd, which was to Troy, and they won out in their regular season. This is a great offensive team. Their numbers are great. They're top 15 KenPom on 3-point shooting percentage, 2-point shooting percentage. They're a great offense. They're going to play very fast. They're full of high-level transfers, guys that are super old. I think this could probably be the team that gets that upset. It would be so ironic if Akron won the game in the NCAA tournament this year and Miami, Ohio, for some reason loses their first game. Wright State is the school that I went to, so it's exciting.
you know what? Fuck it. They win. And damn, I just I don't think. Let me look at Tennessee. Or what did he say about Tennessee again? Let me look what he said about Tennessee before I make this final decision.
They wanted it to. Tennessee definitely took a step back as a team
said-
compared to like their past years where they had Dalton Connect or even Chaz Lanier, Zakai Ziegler, those teams. I don't think they'll be getting to like an Elite 8 or a Sweet 16, but Rick Barnes still has a really solid defensive group. It's just offensively, but I just kind of feel like they weren't necessarily
But if Miami, Ohio, I don't know, offense versus defense, if Miami, Ohio beats SMU first of all, that's who I got. I think they'll beat SMU. They beat them. It really depends on whose offense or whose defense shows up. Miami, Ohio's offense shows up, they probably get the dub. They probably get the dub. No, got Kentucky. And
Definitely the most
Santa Clara.
disappointing team from the college basketball season, considering they spent so much money on their roster. And there's huge question marks about what type of head coach Mark Pope is. They were not playing good towards the end of the season. They were like 19-12. They still rattled off 2 wins in the SEC tournament against LSU and Missouri, but they were a team built off guards and being able to be a jump shooting team, and they just were not that all year. Just felt like they had the wrong pieces put together. They didn't play well. I think there's still obviously talent here to win a game, but I don't think they're just going to be flipping some sort of switch. I think that they're probably just a one and done type of team in the NCAA tournament. Ohio State is back in the tournament for the first time under Jake Diebler. Bruce Thornton
Versus Santa Clara.
any further than that. We have a 3-bid West Coast Conference because Santa Clara is also in the NCAA tournament with Gonzaga and St. Mary's, and they're in the NCAA tournament for the first time since 1996. It's been a while, but Herb Sendek finally got them in. This is a school that invested in their basketball team this year. Remember earlier this season they beat down Xavier, and that was really their coming out party. I feel like they're a little bit more of an aggressive team than St. Mary's. They're gonna get after you on the glass. They're gonna try to turn you over. Guys like Christian Hammond and Sash Guligov, who had his coming out party in the West Coast Conference tournament, I feel like he could be a character for
Whole lot of coming out parties with this team, man. Like, were we just trapped in the closet, bro? They locked that shit. Finally unlocked it.
March. I feel like, this is their chance to prove it, honestly. They haven't been here in so long. So maybe take them to win a game, honestly. I'm not even going to be against that, especially if they get the right matchup. VCU was at
Is Kentucky the right matchup, though? Is Kentucky the right matchup? Six losses in their last 10. Hmm. Seven with over 30 made. Hmm. If I have I have Texas. I have A&M. Could it be another year of multiple 10 seeds? I don't know. I think Kentucky. I think I'll take Kentucky. But they're not gonna go far. They're not gonna go very far. TCU and Duke. Hold on. Does it change with how many? I like this. God. And that is with that matchup. There's 400, nearly 500,000. There's 300,000 at this one. So like, hold on. I'm curious. If we did like TCU versus like Akron, I feel like there's not going to be people that take both of these. What the fuck? Okay. All right. I don't even know. I don't even know how to entertain that one. Okay, we got Duke. I don't care who is hurt for this weekend. They will be back. Right? I'm pretty sure they'll be back. And TCU just doesn't excite me enough. 14-0 since 2019. The only win by a 9 seed in the past 11 tourneys came when Florida State beat Xavier in 2018. Xavier was a 1 seed in 2018. Xavier is usually like a school you expect to make the tourney. I don't think they made it this year, but a 1 seed, thinking like 3 seed max, and then I choose them to go deep in my bracket, and they fucking sell me. Um, Arizona. I don't know if I want to waste too much time thinking about this one. Why Arizona? Hmm. Now this one, I got Arkansas. Arkansas making a run. Uh, South Florida with Michigan State. A lot made this one. The majority got Michigan State. South Florida, they're pretty hot, right? They're pretty hot right now. Yeah. Mm, Jeremy Fears, man. What are we going here? I don't know. Let me look here again. Nah, nah, nah. Hey, is this St. John's in Arkansas? St. John's, St. John's one, right? Or was that the other way? Something. Can't remember. Really can't. I think I gotta go Michigan State. I think I got to. A lot of people got UCLA here. Hmm. 8-1 mark the past 4 years. Give me UConn. Give me UConn. Kind of boring here, but that's not something we're gonna end up. It's gonna be kind of boring. I do got BYU though, I think. I like BYU. It's my number one pick right here. Gonzaga always kind of chokes. And BYU plays in the Big 12. I think having those tougher games overall will help them here. Number 3 seeds have won 22 of 27 meetings against number 6 seeds, 2008 to 2023. What about last 2 years? Okay, however, in the past 2 years, 6 seeds have won 3 of 4 meetings. Yeah, I got that trend continuing on, I think. Miami and Purdue. Braden Smith is still playing. Oh my god, what the fuck? He's got to be a senior now. Yeah. Wait, no. Didn't even say he was a senior. Is he a junior? But he been around for too long. I don't know if I got Miami though. I don't know if I got Miami in this one. Four of their 8 losses were by 1 possession. Yeah, and they lose by 3 because they can't. They are a 3-point team, 3-point shooting team. Historically, Purdue in close games, not a big fan. Miami keeps it close. I like Miami, but I don't like a 6 and 7 seed. I don't like that. No. I don't like that matchup. So no, forget what I said. Give me Purdue. I think I can't think too much on this. 163 of 80 meetings. Last time an 8 seed knocked off a number 1 seed was Arkansas over Kansas. 2023. John Calipari wasn't even the coach yet. No, yeah, he wasn't even the coach in there. He was at Kentucky still. Huh. What's the 1-9? I think we already saw that. 14-0 since 2019. Yeah. Give me Michigan. I have not chosen this one yet. Let's look at this one right now. Akron to make a deep run. Is not far fetched. Give me Akron, bro. Fuck it. Give me Akron, bro. Give me Akron. Give me Vanderbilt. Give me North Carolina's not making it past the second weekend. Give me Houston. Give me Iowa State. Kentucky's not making it that far. Give me Virginia. Give me Virginia. Dude, I always like picking Iowa State to make a run. These last couple of years, they sell me. They definitely sell me. I don't know if I do it again. Expected back for the start of the tournament as well as starting. Expected to be out an extended period of time. Let me see. Caleb Foster. Holy, I can't spell. Caleb Foster. Injury status. Stops crushing. Yeah. Might be out for the rest of the season or some shit. Wait a second. Stops crushing NCAA tournament injury. They were without the both of them in the ACC tournament though, and won. Centers day to day. Oh my word. Turn until the final four at the earliest. Okay. Does St. John's make a run though? I don't know. Number one seeds are 80% win rate by double figures. Wow. I think I'll give Duke. I'll give it to Duke here. I want to go Michigan State here. And here, dude, this is a tough one. Let's see what we got about Arizona. What do we got to say about Arizona? I have not seen.
A team that would beat them. Arizona, winners of the Big 12. They might be my darling for March Madness. As a 1 seed, they are going to be incredibly difficult to stop and have arguably played the best basketball this season because they were actually the team with Miami, Ohio that had not lost until early February. So they had a chance to go undefeated. They only have 2 losses on this season as well with Duke and Michigan. Both the Kansas and Texas Tech back-to-back games. But since then, they're currently on a 9-game win streak heading into the NCAA tournament. They just won the Big 12 tournament and they're still playing their best basketball. I mean, their backcourt with Jaden Bradley and Braden Burge Berries is probably my favorite duo in college basketball, especially at the guard position. And then their big men like Koa Pete and Mo Kribas. They round out this team so well. They know how to play team basketball, get out in transition. Obviously, Arizona's been that team that's just always knocking on the door of a Final Four. You know, to beat the teams they've beat this year, like beating Houston twice, beating Iowa State, beating Florida to start this season, walking into Connecticut and beating them as well. You know, this has to be the season I think they get to a Final Four. And I feel like they're that one seed that's flying under the radar. We see this happen all the time where there's a one seed that not everybody's picking and then they go and win the national championship. I think this is the team this year that would potentially do something like that. Florida is the reigning national champion, and their season did not start off too well. They started 5-4. They lost to Duke, UConn, Arizona, TCU. You know, I'm a national championship. Let's talk about the other top defensive team in college basketball, Michigan, who actually did finish the season as the #1 team defensively on KenPom. They had an incredible season, only losing 2 games to Wisconsin and Duke. Both of those came down to the final minute. But Michigan at times did look like the best team in college basketball. But at other times, they did have some lows. You know, they would let teams kind of hang around. But that does not diminish anything that they did this season. This was an incredible team led by Yaxel Lindeborg, one of the best players in college basketball. And when the offense runs through him, they are really great. Their backcourt with Elliot Cadeau, Namari Burnett, you know, Roddy Gale, Trey McKinney is a good enough backcourt to potentially win a national championship. It's just what happens when Yaxel can't produce. You know, that's what scares me. Daymara, I mean, he's one of the best big men in the country. He's been just a fantastic addition for this team, especially defensively. The loss of LJ Kaysen, one of their guards, that's a really big loss because I felt like he was really emerging into his role. This is still a great basketball team. They can get to a Final Four. They could win a national championship as well. There's a reason they're a 1 seed. There's a reason they're a favorite. I think depending on the right path, I think they could definitely get to the Final Four just because a lot of their guys, they're going to be hard to match up against. I think it's going to take a team that can actually physically match them in the post and then a guy that can lock up Yaxel Lindeborg. I think that that's the type of team that would beat them. Arizona.
Okay. All right. I'll give it to Arizona, give it BYU. I like BYU. Fuck it, Vanderbilt. I don't know, just something about Florida this year. Not feeling it. Illinois and Houston. I think Akron ends there. All right, we got to see about these teams right here. Illinois, Houston. What's the 2? Uh, Houston.
For sure. Houston's one of those teams where coming into this season, they were expected to be a preseason national championship contender, especially coming off last year's championship game appearance, bringing back guys like Emmanuel Sharp, Milos Uzan, JoJo Tugler, and then bringing in freshman Kingston Flemings, who was incredible this year, and Chris Sinak. I feel like they have a nice mix of freshman players and veteran leadership. But just some portions of this season, you know, I just wasn't really blown away by them, despite being a team that plays slow, forcing turnovers, not turning the ball over themselves. It's just offensively, I just feel like they get stuck a little bit much. I don't know if they have that it factor that can take them to the next level to get a national championship. I just feel like I'm wanting to fall in love with them more than I was watching them as a team. So that's why I'm probably just putting their ceiling at a Final Four and not actually at a national championship contender this year. Connecticut is another one of those teams where I just feel like I was wanting to fall in love with them a little bit more than, you know, meets the eye. Now, the Big East was down this year and Connecticut didn't end up winning the Big East. That went to St. John's. But yeah, UConn is still going to finish the season so highly ranked. And there's still a great defensive team. But again, it's just the offense, just like Houston with U2. Man, there is so much potential with this Illinois team. Built on a lot of international guys. They had the #1 offense on KenPom. They're a top 5 rebounding team on offense. They get to the basket extremely well. They're also the tallest team in all of college basketball. Yes, they had their slip-ups along the way, but the emergence of freshman Keaton Wagler, that changed everything for this team. Ty Boswell, he's back. They've also got Tomislav Ivisic, David Mirkovic, and Hummerkaus. Older guys, younger guys. They've got just such a great mix of everybody. Andrei Stojakovic, he came over from Cal. I like what I saw. Of their past 5 losses, 4 of them were in overtime. So like, obviously this was a team that was playing really great basketball. I don't think they're going to get upset. You know, the Final Four is in Indy. I think this would be huge for this fan base if they could potentially sneak their way to like a Final Four. I think they've got a great mix of everything. So I'm buying Illinois this year. I might have them making a Final Four. I think there's a good mix of a little bit of everything with this group. Nebraska was one of the best.
I think I like Illinois. Go Illinois. And then, damn. I really got no 2 seeds. I might just take Iowa just for that reason. Have they beat Arizona at all? No, I don't think so. But close loss in the championship. I think that's the championship. Or is it not the championship? Uh, Houston's championship. Well, they were closer than Houston. What how was State's strength? Built on defense and guard play. Winners as well as anyone in Iowa State is one of the nation's best at forcing turnovers. Round and create. It's a nation in 3-point percentage, but also tied for threes made. 120. There's a concern. It's the Cyclones' half-court offense, which can bog down for stretches. And I think Michigan has a good defense. Number one defense. Yeah, I read it. Michigan. Give me Michigan. Vanderbilt making a run like this? Yes. Game Pass Illinois? No. Give me Illinois. Duke and Michigan State. Gotta make it tough on me. I gotta go Duke. Um, three. Am I really about a 3-1 seeds? I might. What has BYU? They've lost. They have lost and lost. I don't think they've beaten Arizona. No. But this is the time that it changes. They will beat Arizona. No, they will not. They're not. You know, no crazy. We got 3-1 seeds, which is a lot. There's a lot of 1 seeds. I can't do that. I'm gonna do this. Sorry, I was looking at the sweepstakes. Fuck it, you can take my information, bro. Like, who cares anymore? Do I really? This to me almost is a national championship because I just Duke's gonna choke some. They always find a way. They'll make the deep run and choke somewhere. But I don't know. Maybe this is the team that is actually different this year. Maybe this is the team that is legitimately better. Tough. The majority got Arizona beating Michigan. And I can't say I disagree. They didn't even take home the Big Ten championship? Yeah. I thought they got the Big Ten championship. 25 times. Last year's tournament saw all 4. Damn, wait, last year was actually all number 1 seeds? Stu, Northern Houston, UConn? I think UConn was a 1 seed again last year. I don't remember. Guess. I guess it's not bad. 25 times. Not crazy. Give me Michigan. Fuck it. Give me Michigan. I'm really second guessing it. They a good. They're number one defense. Both are bad. Not what you like to hear. Oh, you give me Duke. Give me Duke winning it all. Give me Duke winning the national championship. That is what I've decided. This is the Duke team that is better. Carlos Boozer is better. Carlos Boozer? Not Caden Boozer. Oh my god. Cameron Boozer. It's Cameron Boozer. Yeah. What are we doing here? Cameron Boozer. Son of Carlos. Or am I tripping? That's Cameron. Cameron Boozer. Damn, I'm older than him. That right there just shows it's over, bro. Haven't made it as a Twitch streamer. Haven't made it as a didn't make it as an NBA player. It's clearly already over. Fucking 2007. He's about to be a top pick in the upcoming draft. It's never been more over, bro. Yeah. Um. What are the point averages for teams? That's something I want to see. Both averaging over 80, but they're both uh defensive. So I'm thinking more like, if you put their averages together, they'd be putting up a total of about 170 almost, 168, 169. That's literally the one and two. Holy shit. Um, I think we go about 153. 153. 16 below what their total combined average is. This is my perfect bracket, hopefully. And if not, I had 24 more to make, and I will make them. One of them's going to be perfect. I don't care. One of them's going to be perfect. Now, I'm a ball knower genius, regardless of if it's my first one or my fucking 23rd, 25th one. I don't care. Whew. Man, that took way longer than it should have. It's 2 hours. And I ain't got nobody in chat. Damn, it's me. Well, not Texas winning right now. I'm gonna fill out. All of those. I need to fill them out by tomorrow. Games start Thursday. And you fill out 24 more brackets. Is there a women's one too? Oh, there is a women's one. I need to do a women's one too. I need to fill out 50. 50 total. Doing both. All right. women's bracket too, because fuck it. All right, bro. I'm gonna respond to you in the stream now because I know you're here. Um, I don't think I did a women's bracket last year, but I did it my senior year. The key is just pick the higher seats, and you're probably gonna win. I was it's only an 8. Damn. When I did pick the women's brackets, I had one that was in like tied in the top 500, I think. You're freaking texting me still. It's just to make predictions. And then, for the one person who makes a fucking perfect bracket, it's like the equivalent it would be like the equivalent to winning a Nobel Prize. You probably get paid like $1 billion fucking dollars because everyone be like, holy shit, you're the second coming of Jesus Christ. So that is my incentive for um that is the incentive I'm trying to win making this. Because it's gonna happen one day. Especially if I had people help me with my strat that I'd want to go through. But motherfuckers suck. At Colorado. What is 63 suit? Oh, damn. This was the year I did this too. I literally chose all the higher seeds, and it just so happened that all 8 seeds swept. So, that's probably part of the luck, but I don't know. I think I got Oregon in this one. I got USC. Just going for the bigger school. Mm, 8-0 in the last 2 tournaments after dropping multiple games in previous 2. What are the 5 seeds I got moving on here? Prairie State. It's Gonzaga. Hmm. Gonzaga women? Prairie State might be my upset, actually. He's averaging 22. He's averaging 17. And their highest score on Maryland is 18. But these are the schools they play. It's a bunch of high school teams. And in Illinois, they lost by 20. And a 30-point loss to a middle school team. I don't know about that. I wonder if someone does like a full breakdown for the women's, like the video I was watching for the men's. That's gotta be a different level of psychotic. Low key. What's a 14 and 13 like? 117 and 7. So last one was 2021. The 13 seed beat the 4 seed, and then before that was 2012. Wow. Okay, so we got like if it is when was the last time a 14 seed beat a 3 seed? Who's on TCU? Isn't that where going perfect? 38 of those games have been decided by fewer than 15 points. Because 15 points is still a close game. Totally. Perfect. 10 games by single digits. Okay. What about 6 and 11 seeds? Snapped a streak of 6 straight tournaments with at least one number 11 seed upset. I don't think I got. Who are the 6 and 11s I got here? I got Colorado winning this. It's a pretty fair matchup. 7 and 10 seeds are way closer than they seem to be. 5 and 12, what was it? 8 and 0 last tournament, 2 tournaments. I don't know if that trend continues. Playing team, I don't really like. I like that though. Look at this is the difference. Not even a million brackets made. That's crazy. 19 and 1 in conference play. What is their conference? They beat Villanova. I don't know if Villanova is very good. Women's. Also Iowa, North Carolina. Who Notre Dame play? Are they even in a conference in basketball? Louisville, NC State. Oh, yeah, no. Give me the upset. We got a 111 seed upset. Just give me that. Let me just move along here. There's not going to be any crazy. I do want to see this, though. Most people got Oklahoma State, Princeton, the Ivy League school. Are they called the Cowgirls? They probably are. I would assume. They beat Harvard. They beat Harvard 3 times. I'm giving it to Princeton. Lost to Maryland pretty badly. Yeah, Maryland's 5. But fuck it, we ball. Give me Princeton because I don't think I'm a 9 seed. Let's move on yet. Got everything here. Okay. Give me South Dakota State. I'm gonna go Georgia, Iowa. Yeah, no, I don't like that. This one's interesting. Ooh, maybe not that interesting. Tennessee's usually really good. This is NC State. Oh my god. But they beat Tennessee in the 1-on-1. That's a close game. Close. These are mostly, they're, yeah, almost all close games. And then I say that to these, Notre Dame is a bad loss. The close game that is not close. That's close. Why are both teams notable games just losses? Tennessee has pretty bad ones too. Give me NC State. Michigan. No, Iowa, TCU. Give me OU. Yeah, give me OU. South Carolina is probably going all the way. Kentucky and West Virginia. West Virginia won the Big 12. Fuck it. West Virginia won the Big 12. Oh shit. Hold on. This might be.
Officials will take a look.
What they looking at?
Just to check the clock.
The previous play is on review due to a clock.
Time. I think they look for time. They look time on the clock. There was no contact.
My question is, did NC State have any timeouts?
Had one.
They had one?
Not anymore. Tremont Mark.
The game clock will be set to 1.1.
There you go. They added 0.1 to the clock.
He made another clutch one right before that.
He added 1/10 of a second.
Shot clock.
So
most shots he's made, he was defensively pressured big time.
you can't, you can't invest the ball in college, correct?
No. You can't do what you do.
Man, I'd put everybody up here. If they make a half-court shot, I'd shake their hand.
Yeah.
This ball has got to come on this portion of the court. You put all your deep. I'm not even
I'm
sure
just
I'll
checking to
put
see if
somebody
UT
on the
wins
ball.
this game.
I
1
would
second
love
left.
to see them put that rule in the NBA where you can advance the ball up here. The bottom line is, you don't trust. I would put somebody on the ball. I really would.
'Cause the only problem is
This is
you're gonna be able to
Baylor
see the income, 'cause you got to throw it
at
down
20
here.
a
It
game.
won't even affect you standing over there. Is my point. I'd have a safety
Mm.
back here who can play anywhere on the ball.
Well,
Because if he's standing over here,
Maybe
the
Baylor.
ball is going to be so far in the air. He's not even affecting the guy throwing the ball in bounds. It's because it's got to come down here.
Give me Ole
goes
Miss.
to Rick Pitino after he
Killer.
Exactly what to do.
Yes.
Carolina.
Rick Pitino.
Yeah, you know what?
Said I should have put a man on the ball.
And but listen, that made Grant Hill famous, and he never did anything in his life.
They do.
We talked to Grant tonight.
Other than being Calvin Hills and Janet Hill's son.
All right, here we go. They are going to put a man on the ball. It's Cody, the backup center. Copeland.
Why you
You gotta
guys
make
back
that great.
Put it in.
Hey, that's not a great things have to happen for them to win now. You gotta catch the ball. You got 1 second to go to shoot it. See, I like the way they're matched up. He's not gonna catch the ball easily here.
Ball's in play, looking for help.
Uh-oh.
Pass comes in. There's a catch. Williams.
Oh my god.
It was blocked. Swain with a block, and the game is over. And Texas advances.
They got a shot. They have a shot at least. I know.
UT dub, UT dub. They going dancing for real now. Just barely. They were trying to lose this game. Holy shit. Oh, that's cool, man. They tried selling the shit out of that for some reason. UConn is undefeated? Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. UConn got that. UConn got that. They're averaging 30 together. I mean 40 together. Fuck. I probably got Vanderbilt. UCLA, they only have 1 loss. I don't think Ole Miss is beating them. LSU. Fuck, I might take Baylor. I kind of like Baylor. I don't know why. Kind of like Baylor, but I should probably take LSU. That'll be my second bracket. We just swap them out. UT, West Virginia. Wait, hold on. Yeah. Okay. West Virginia did win. Oh, they won the Big 12, not SEC. Yeah, SEC probably won. They beat South Carolina in the SEC final. Oh shit! Give me Texas. That's probably South Carolina's. Oh no, they have 3 losses. They're definitely gonna be Oklahoma, but TCU, honestly. Give me TCU, and then give me. Those are the 2 notables right there. They average 20 together. She's averaging 19 by herself. Okay. Give me them 2. Give me Texas. Give me South Carolina. And then give me UConn. Give me me UCLA. This is usually how it goes. 30 times. 11 of those meetings have come in the championship game. I don't think I got Baylor being that much of an upset though. Went 31-1 too. Like Talia Scott, how do you say her name? She shoots 90 from the free throw line too. Holy shit. She might low-key be the best player in the tournament. It's coming in. She looks like the best one. Play up there. But I don't think that'd be enough to beat UCLA. No, this is just bias. We gotta go UT. UT all the way. UConn. UConn probably got that shit. UT to ruin the undefeated perfect season. Give me that. That's what I want. Their point averages are about, holy shit. Damn. Is that 173? 174 almost? Oh, UT's played way more top 25 schools too. Holy shit. Okay. $99 to 50 against Villanova. Tennessee win isn't that impressive. My opinion. Notre Dame though. Iowa's pretty good. Michigan was close. Ohio State good? Can't remember. Maybe South Carolina by a good margin. So it's not in the championship too, I would assume. So they probably got that. Holy, yeah, give me UT. Give me UT. They put up. Fuck. Are they both good defenses? What does it say? Well, obviously, they're only giving up 47 points to a top team, or um 6 seed, but it's a top 25 team. Best in the country while making 20 points, 33.5% shooting. Second in steal rate and fourth in block rate. Points per play, so keeping up. It's a movable object versus unstoppable force again. Give me UT though. Give me fuck. UT. This would be like 160, not 170. 175. Like 174 was it? Even though I kind of need that time. That is my champion. Totally unbiased. Completely, entirely unbiased. We got UT. And I will make a perfect back. Oh, wait, I can actually. Did I make it 2025 or did I not? I don't think I did. I don't know if I made one last year. Did I? Is this my bracket? Hold on. This is men's. Oh, wait, what? What the fuck are we on? 2024. You. Is this just showing the winner? Yeah, it's it. What the fuck? How do I see my. Oh, this is for 2024. Yeah. I want to see the leaderboard. Is that right? Nope. Where the fuck? I don't know how to see my past brackets. It just shows me that. Man, I want to see my past bracket. Only 3 million made. That's crazy. Men's. Oh my god. That's crazy. Mississippi, was this from 2024? Pretty sure. Yeah. Let's look at it. I don't even remember if I made a bracket. I'm still looking at women's. Yeah. No, look at. Oh, here we go. This is last year. Holy, it was bad, but 99.8%. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, this is actually goaded. I picked Louisville. I should pick Creighton. I had this entire, had all these right. One miss here. The whole East was right. South was wrong by. Oh my god. The whole East. Oh my god, I was nasty. It was nasty. This is my last one. This is 17. This one was nasty though. I got the whole East portion right. Everything on this. Holy shit. Missed this. Then I picked Iowa State and they sold. Part of them fucking selling me. Probably happen again. Michigan State and Iowa State making just a deep ass run. Yeah, is what it is. Then this one, not as nasty. We had 2 losses. We had 3 losses here. This one just didn't even matter. But then we go back to nasty. God. We get the whole round 32 right here. We get the Sweet 16 here. And was this the West? We just missed 1 in the West or 2 in the West. But they didn't match up against each other, and both I had end up losing anyways. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Even though those were both close games. Damn near lost me. Oh, these will get you way more points. Okay. So I think that one, and then that really cost me. I just picked Kentucky, which was a mistake. And here, I could have put Michigan State, even though I had Iowa State. Okay. How did I do that? Perfect. I want to go to 2024. Then you put me here. Your bracket. My bracket. Bro. Alright. I completely forgot how I did that. How did I do that? I gotta look. I want to just flex the fact that I got one really high. Before I go. I'm probably done. Dude, how do I look at my shit? All these fucking celebrity pit brackets, bro. Who cares? Look how shit they are. God. Leaderboard? No. How did I see it? I don't even know what I did. I just was pressing random shit and I got there. Fuck. Not this. No. Let me go. Is this the one where yeah, okay. Gonna leave this one alone. Nope. I don't know that right now. Gonna leave this one alone. 99.8%. That's just crazy. I did my shit on that one. Let me go back on that. I almost had a perfect first on those three right there. I missed three. Like this one was bad on the first after the first round because it's 3, 4, 6 misses out of what 32 games, but it closed out. Wait, what? What is this? There's no way. Yeah, no. This dude okay, never mind. He had 3 misses. That's insane. They were only in the first round. Holy fuck. There's no prize for first. Nah, there's a prize, man. See, oh yeah, you fill out 25 brackets. There's a $125,000 prize pool or whatever the fuck. That's my incentive. Yeah. What did I even do, bro? I have a date in 12 hours. This doesn't fucking show me the ones I made, bro. That's pretty bad. Did I even choose them? I don't even think I chose with this one. I don't know. I guess I didn't choose for what? I definitely did though. Maybe it was a different email. Must have been a different email. I don't know. Not that deep, I guess. No. Hold on. What email am I using on this account? Is this the one I've always had? Bro, what the fuck are we doing? Count. Holy shit, we're fucking the Sixers. Yeah. I don't know. Oh well. I got a cut stream here though.